Black Ops 6 numbers are tanking with a huge 43% player drop off in December, and it's had everyone asking, is Call of Duty dying? But the question that needs to be answered first is, why is this happening? The community has a lot of different answers to this question with their own theories, and I'm sure you have your own. I'm going to give you my answers to these questions with some facts that lead into my opinions and what I think needs to change to improve the state of the game. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments as well. Let's jump straight into some facts by comparing it to another Call of Duty game that fell flat. This isn't the first time Call of Duty has seen over a 40% drop in the player base. It happened in January of 2023, 2 years ago, when the newest COD was Modern Warfare 2022 and Warzone 2. And I don't think I need to tell you that being compared to MW 2022 is never a good thing. That game continued to slowly bleed out as it lost 6 to 21% of its players from February to September, with the exception of 2 months where it gained a total of 5,000 players. Impressive stuff. But there's two small differences with Black Ops 6. First, Activision and Microsoft tried to get the numbers and player counts to not fall in December by having the game be 20% off across all platforms, which is something we used to never see Call of Duty do. The games were so popular that they'd leave World at War as a $60 game even when COD Ghost was out, and some people would still buy it. Now we have the newest game on sale a month after launch. They even had it for $20 at Costco. They also had a free-to-play week from December 13th to December 20th. But even this didn't save Black Ops 6 players count from falling into the abyss. It's so bad that it's less popular than 2K25 on the PlayStation Store. And I'm saying this as a basketball player who always loved playing 2K. There is zero reason Call of Duty should ever be less popular unless there's serious issues with Activision's plan. If you guys enjoy these kinds of videos from me, just make sure to hit that like button to let me know. I appreciate it. And just before we get into why this is happening, let's look at what this led Activision to do with Modern Warfare 2022. Well, it led them to abort their plan with Modern Warfare 2 and immediately rush to get MW 2023 made, with a bunch of nostalgic content to bring back the long-term players that had quit. A game titled Modern Warfare 3 released with 16 maps at launch that were all remakes of Modern Warfare 2 maps, making people call it a $70 DLC, which made many people not buy it. And looking at the numbers for Black Ops 6's release, it saw a 97% player jump. Modern Warfare 2022 saw a 115% player jump, while Modern Warfare 3 only got a 40% jump in the player base. As you can see, the nostalgic content fell short when the community thought all this content was supposed to be added to MW2. Now let's ask, what game is supposed to release later this year? A Black Ops 2 sequel that might have the same plan as Modern Warfare 3 by trying to bring back players with nostalgia and remade maps. It's not quite the same because we've known for a long time that a Black Ops 2 sequel was going to be coming in 2025, the year Black Ops 2 is set in. And the difference is MW22 was originally thought to have the plan of being a 2-year game until it failed miserably, which is why Modern Warfare 3 got hate before it even had a chance to succeed. But even through this, Modern Warfare 2023 had a couple of positives. First, it had a way higher player retention than any other recent Call of Duty by never losing more than 14% of its players in a month. Partially because of great post-launch support that gave us tons of content for multiplayer, but this was partially because it never had a bunch of players to begin with. So was it the content that kept the players, or was it because of who was just playing the game? So the Black Ops 2 sequel could learn from the mistakes of Modern Warfare 2 leading into Modern Warfare 3, and also learn about the successes of the post-launch support that Modern Warfare 3 had. But this won't matter much if Call of Duty dies with Black Ops 6's mistakes. And I'm sure you've seen a million different videos talking about BO6's issues, but all of them just talk about one thing instead of all of the issues at once. Probably partially to make it more profitable for the creator, but I'm going to be going over all of them at once to give you the whole picture while saving you guys some time. And if you appreciate that kind of content, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'm doing a face reveal at 100K, which is right around the corner. I'll start with the most simple issue, AI being overused. This issue affects cosmetics the most in-game by having 6-fingered characters on calling cards, to having weapon blueprints that block the iron sights so you can't see what you're shooting at, all the way to having characters' dialogue made through AI. I mean, look at this image Call of Duty used for Christmas and thought it was good. It's just painful to look at. And the reason they're doing this is to save money by not paying real artists and not paying real voice actors, while also making more money by creating more stupid bundles that no one cares about. Well, that's not entirely true. If you're watching or making videos on Call of Duty, you don't care about these bundles and will never buy them. They're targeting the casual player. We're putting quotations around casual. I'm sure you're like me, where you consider yourself to be a casual player because you're not trying to be a professional at Call of Duty and just want to chill and talk to your friends while playing. But everyone who cares enough about COD to make or watch videos on it is infused as a casual player to Activision, and therefore they aren't targeting their content at us. So, when we talk about all these issues and fixes we want, they don't care. Just look at the matchmaking as a perfect example. Many people say it's skill-based matchmaking, but that's only part of their formula because it's really engagement-optimized matchmaking. This is where they only care about how it affects how much people are willing to play the game. Exclusive Ace just released a video showing how we can find out our hidden skill ratings that shows us data from Vanguard to present. You get this by going to Activision support and requesting your personal information, but he broke the website with the traffic, and all people get now is this error code. So I couldn't find out my information, but the most interesting data he found was that the skill ranking tanks the most by backing out of lobbies early, which means the players aren't engaging with the game. And by lowering the rating when you aren't playing as much, it means you're going to be getting easier lobbies. Their whole formula is a manipulation. Your skill rating will go down sometimes when you have a great game because the lobby was considered easier, and other times you'll go even and have your skill rating go up because the lobby was difficult. Overall, they track a million different things to determine how good you are, with some examples being score, kills, deaths, headshots, damage done and taken, and percentage of time moving. But the most important one is playtime and if you back out or not. If you back out enough, they know you're probably about to get off and stop playing. Or if you only play 30 minutes a week, they'll make sure your lobbies are easy even if you're good. In essence, the more casual you are, the more they will cater the game to you. Because the people who only play the game seldomly buy the most bundles. For example, I used to buy DLC packs all the time for new maps, but when supply drops came out, I never bought a single one. Now that it's store bundles, I still have never bought a single one. Then I've never bought the Black Cell for the Battle Pass. The only time I ever spent money post-launch on a game recently was to buy the first ever Battle Pass in MWIII 2019, and from there, they were free because you got enough COD points earned from the previous Battle Pass. The old Call of Duties cared about their fans because we spent money on the extra content and DLC packs. Now that the new multiplayer maps, weapons, and zombie maps are free for everyone, they only care about the casual players who buy their bundles way more often. I'm sure some of you have spent some money on the item shop, but the rate at which the dedicated COD community buys bundles is way lower because you have all the weapons, attachments, and a lot of camos unlocked. The people who play way less just see a unicorn farting to execute a player and say, yeah, I need that. And even though I haven't gone over every point quite yet, this is a perfect time to say that Call of Duty isn't dying even if players like you or me quit who have been playing Call of Duty for a decade or two because they make most of their money from the Joe Blows. Those players will almost never get to experience the longer queue times to find matches and how bad the servers consistently are. I swear I have packet burst every single game and have over 60 ping half the time, even though I have good internet, COD has plenty of players in my area, and they have $1 billion to afford good servers. I don't like to be this negative about the current state of COD because of how much love I have for the series and all the good memories I have playing it. And what makes all the negativity even worse is that I don't think Black Ops 6 is a bad game at its core. The campaign is solid, the zombies is fun when you don't get kicked out of the game with the bad servers, and multiplayer isn't bad if Treyarch, Activision, and Microsoft could just support the game and the community. Even if we ignore the terrible matchmaking, the terrible servers, and unicorns farting, we still have to look at how broken and useless the Call of Duty anti-cheat is and has been. The extreme casuals, is what I'll call them now, will never run into hackers. Only the players they don't care about will. The whole system makes zero sense to me with how they shun their biggest fans, but do everything they can for people who barely care about their games. They have a horrid shadow ban system that is even worse now with a new hack that allows the cheaters to report any account they want for cheating 1,000 times instantly and cause that player to be shadow banned for doing nothing. Activision claims mass reporting doesn't shadow ban, but it's just false. And I've seen some of my friends get shadow banned before my eyes that I know for 100% certainty I've never cheated in Call of Duty before. I remember in Warzone 1 on Caldera, from the Vanguard days, everyone's favorite game, my one friend with about a 1 KD flat was streaming a solo to a group of us in Discord, and he was setting his career high in kills as we were all hyping him up. There was about 8 people left, and he just got his 15th kill and was shooting the next person, and BAM! Shadow banned instantly. And let me tell you, the man's aim is not that good, and he wasn't shooting anyone through walls, but he still got shadow banned with only an okay game. I'm hoping my friend doesn't watch this video because we were all hyping him up and he was feeling great about himself in the moment, but there was nothing special that happened in that game. He didn't look like an insanely good player where he should have been reported at all. He didn't do a single thing that was crazy. What it showed then, and still shows now, is that Call of Duty has no way to actually detect cheaters and rely on reports to maybe do something about it, but in that process, they mainly ban non-offenders and let the losers continue to ruin the game. And what makes this sad is that Black Ops 6 was the most well-received Call of Duty in years, but their malpractice in updating the game to fix issues is what created this massive issue. And you can have all of this for the $70 base game, $30 black sale per season, $20 to $30 bundles in the shop, $10 battle passes per season, and the newly added $10 event pass, with no real anti-cheat, and last but not least, a broken game with horrible servers, horrible AI, and horrible matchmaking that all overshadows the good that Black Ops 6 has, which is why we have the historic downfall of COD's player count despite all the sales, free-to-play weeks, and endless double XP. So while I don't think Call of Duty is dying anytime soon because of the extreme casuals' willingness to spend money in-game, and COD having no real competitors that steal players away permanently, the COD cycle is broken, but Activision has no real reason to worry about fixing it, and that's why we have a major problem. I hope things change with a better anti-cheat being the most likely thing that they'll actually try to do, and hopefully they'll get better servers and stop using AI so real artists and actors can make money while giving us a better product. And the one thing I think will never be fixed is engagement optimized matchmaking, because the only thing Activision cares about is money, not a happy customer. We'll just continue to see these massive player drop-offs every year until we have a true FPS game to compete with Call of Duty that will make them change. And that was kind of a depressing note to end on, but if you want to see the best Call of Duty tier list ever, click here to remember the good times.